What's going on, everybody? It's Ron Brown, LMT, the People's Fitness Professional, alongside. Oh, Mike is not here today. I'm so used to saying alongside my
Shout out to
co-host.
Mikey Fever.
Shout out to Mikey Fever, man. What's going on, Mikey Fever? Where you been at, bro? He been busy, busy, busy. Holiday season. So,
Yes.
today, we come to build on Moorish Science. Now, I love this. I love these builds on Moorish Science
Yes,
because
sir.
from what I know for a fact
Yes.
is that most people, especially I would say I don't want to say most people. I'm gonna say half the people that claim they know about Moorish science really don't know anything about Moorish science.
Yeah.
Half.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll take you into, well, the Moors deal with the history, or the Moors deal with law,
Law or the
or
Moors deal with astrology. Those are the three
astrology.
things you hear.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and they don't realize it's way more complicated than that.
Way more broad.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So, first off, for those who are interested, first off, I'm gonna say whoever's listening to us in Lithuania, thank you for making us podcast 177 in Lithuania. I
Right.
appreciate my Lithuanians.
Yes.
Shouts out to Lithuania. Also Tokyo. We got
Right.
people in Tokyo.
Right.
Tokyo. Shouts out to Tokyo. Shouts out to where are the other places? Of course, Syracuse. We get numbers in Syracuse.
That's really interesting.
Yeah,
That's cool though. That's good.
yeah. People in Syracuse are listening.
Right. That's what's up.
Uh, what else? Who else? We're in. Okay, we got Connecticut. We got Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Okay.
We got Minnesota,
Mm,
Minneapolis.
nice.
Shouts out to everybody out there, everybody listening. Now let's go back into Moorish science. Let's say I'm a brand new more. Oh, Las Vegas. What's up, Las Vegas?
Vegas in the house. That's
New
right.
Jersey in the building.
Yeah.
What's going on? Now, for those who never been in a temple before, what's
Right.
the procedure for one who wants to proclaim their nationality and become a part of the movement?
All right. First and foremost, I want to draw a clear distinction between joining the organization and proclaiming nationality. It has become, a lot of times certain things that are not quite correct become custom
Mm-hmm.
and become customary. So it's become customary to say when people talk about when they join the organization, it's become customary to say that's the day I proclaim nationality. Get it?
Yeah.
But let's be very, very correct with our language, right?
Okay.
You can't proclaim something you know nothing about.
Makes sense.
See, you can't proclaim something you know nothing about. That's why Act 6 reads the way it does. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we, in other words, the members, the organization, are teaching our people, those outside the organization, their nationality and their divine creed. There you go. So, we have to, before we can give it, we have to first have it ourselves, right? Which is one of the express purposes of the organization. So you join the organization in order to learn about your nationality and divine creed.
Okay.
It's when you learn about it that you're able to proclaim it. What do we mean by proclaim it? Make it known. Well, what are you making known? Nationality, divine creed. What are these things? They are qualities of character. They are not legal designations. They are not legal statuses.
Mm-hmm.
They're none of those things.
Mm-hmm.
It is the quality of belonging to this nation. And when I say this nation, I mean the United States of America. That's what's meant. Citizens of the United States of America, of this government, are citizens by way of a former old world connection, a former old world national descent. That is what makes the United States of America special. That's the Latin phrase e pluribus unum. Out of many, one. One nation made up of people from various different old world descent natures. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's what we mean. But before we can make the required social contribution to American society, right, you have to have the contribution. Understand?
Right.
That contribution is your nationality, right?
Mhm.
Who you are collectively as a people. Truly, we are not the result of slaves. Slavery is something that we went through. We are not our experiences.
Correct.
See? So when you come to the Moorish Science symbol of America, right?
Mhm.
I see the question with Charles Jones, and I'm gonna address it. When you come to the more, because that's an important question. When you come to the Moorish Science symbol of America, you join the organization, right?
Mhm.
Then you learn about your nationality. You make your meetings, right? You learn, but learning is a process. This is not some information buffet where you come in, you could take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and then go on your merry way. That's not how this thing works. And that segues me into Charles Jones' question. Islam, can I come to your temple and get a nationality card without joining? What's the point of the card? The card demonstrates membership. Let me repeat that. The card demonstrates membership in the organization. The card has no power. We do not advocate worship of idols in the Moorish Science Temple of America. For some reason, people think that there's power in some paperwork or power in some card. It's not. The card, let me tell you what the card says in the beginning. This is your this is your nationality, right? Or this card, right? Is your nationality card for the Moorish Science Temple of America and nationality identification card for the Moorish Science Temple of America and birthrights for the Moorish Americans, etc. That's what it says. In other words, it shows that you're a member. That card is only as strong and only carries the weight of your membership. That's it. There's nothing magical or special about the card other than the fact that it demonstrates that you're a member in the organization. So the short answer to the brother's question is no. You cannot get a card without being a member. Why? Because the purpose of the card is to demonstrate that you're a member. And it's only as good as your membership. So if you get a card and then take off, you join, get a card and then take off, and don't make meetings and don't pay dues, you know, after a while, you're no longer considered a member. You're not on the book. So the card don't mean a thing.
Mhm. Mhm. Real quick, shouts out to Blue Spade Media. You just became a member of
Nice.
our platform. I really appreciate you. Stay tuned. Blue Spade Media. I'm probably gonna end up giving you a wrench. I just don't know when. But if you have anything to say, any feedback about the platform, you could just reach out to us on the community board, you know, on the YouTube. Um,
Right.
Charles Jones said gratitude.
Yes, now I want to add something to Charles Jones' question. Can you get a card and not join? No, you can't. But can you come anytime and learn the truth about your nationality and birthrights and your divine creed? Yes. Yes. The meetings are public and they're open to the public. See that?
Mhm.
Yes, you can. You do not have to join the organization to learn the truth about your nationality and your birthrights.
Can't beat that. Can't beat that.
Yeah. We're
You know,
not a
I
we're not a
I'm
secret
like,
society.
I don't mean to cut you off,
No, go
but
ahead.
it's like I don't understand all the issues people have with Moors and all of that. It's like,
Right.
you know, it's simple. It's and then if you become a member, the dues are really cheap, so you can't say they're trying to get over. You really can't complain. Like
You
no
know what it
one's
does, my
hiding
brother?
anything. Things are in the open. Things are in the public.
You know what it does, dear brother? It removes the excuses, and we're forced to face the fact that in many cases, we are the ones holding the boot on our neck. That's it. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
The prophet said, I came to remove all the excuses. See? When we're talking about uplifting fallen humanity, that means removing the obstacles so you could stand up. But at the end of the day, you got to stand up.
Right.
You got to stand up. It forces many, in the way this set up, it forces us to look at ourselves and go, wait a minute, how am I contributing to myself being in the dirt?
Mm-hmm.
It makes us look at that. And that's, in my opinion, why a lot of people avoid the organization. It's because of that.
Mm.
Because we're forced to look at how much we're invested in our own foolery. How much we've learned to become invested in the bottom tier of society. Right? In critical race theory, it's called interest convergence. In other words, Europeans have become so accustomed, even well-meaning Europeans, I'm talking about, have become so accustomed to having the upper tier, and we've become so accustomed to having the lower tier that we're invested in both.
Mm.
So even many well-meaning on either side avoid the conversations that would cause us to give up our positions. See what I'm saying? Hence, you hear us tell our own sons, man, it's hard for a black man out here. It's hard. You get it? Yeah, there's difficulty. Of course there is. Of course. But more are men, upright, independent, and fearless, that care for their loved ones and follow their prophet to a destination that's neither uncertain or unknown. In other words, you know what men do? Men make a way when there is no way.
Exactly.
That's what men do.
I like that.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. So now, once you join the temple, and you become a member, you get your card, you proclaim your nationality, you have to go to meetings because the meetings
Must
must
right.
make meetings because meetings help you change a state of thinking from where it was to where it should be as you being a new person being asked to claim that nationality. I don't want to put it in a church sense, but
Why not?
It's like almost getting baptized and and now you're born again, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And even I can't, it's not necessarily just Christianity either.
That's
even
right.
when in the 5% nation,
yes,
you're born, you're born again, and you have to, come in the name of Allah at that
Isn't
point.
that something?
Yeah.
Guess what that's called, people, in the old world? And we call it that way now, just in certain circles. Initiation. That's what born again is, people. Initiation.
Right.
It's another birth.
Right. Now, the Brother Awareness Daily. What are the benefits of joining the Moorish Science Temple of America in reclaiming one's identity? That's a good question.
Good question. Well, okay, let's pardon the analogy. It's like a street analogy, but let's just call it what it is, right? Especially those of us that have children. One of the things that we want to impart on children is what, if we're doing it right, is the power to, one, make responsible decisions. And I use the word responsible. Why? Because we're not trying to raise children. We're trying to raise adults. And what do adults do? Take responsibility. We cannot demand of the world to take us serious when we don't take responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So that's the benefit. The benefit is that we have been trying, as the prophet said it, we've not been living the life, and we want to demand of the rest of society, whether they're right or wrong and how they treat us at this point is irrelevant. We want to demand of the rest of society, American society in particular, to treat us as equals when we, either through our own ignorance, innocent ignorance, or refusal, to accept responsibility for the part we play in our condition.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we do that first. We do that first. So the benefit is that when you see an individual, even your own enemy, when you witness your enemy taking full responsibility for their condition, you can do nothing but salute it. You can do nothing but respect it. As a matter of fact, if that's your enemy and your enemy does that, there's a part of you deep down inside that says, oh no, they just got stronger. See?
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of you that says, oh man, they just got stronger. Exactly. Exactly. And guess what else? When you start taking responsibility, as an enemy of yours, I can no longer use that irresponsibility as a weapon against you anymore. See that?
Right.
So when we start taking responsibility and then changing our behavior and then changing how we treat each other, that can no longer be weaponized against us. Because it's weaponized against us. Our behavior, our way of thinking, is weaponized against us collectively. Look at Love and Basketball, or Love and Hip Hop. Sorry,
Love and hip hop. Yeah.
look at some of the hip hop artists as of late and their personas. See, our own foolery is being weaponized against us. We change our behavior and how we act, how we see ourselves, and then how we act towards each other. That is the benefit. There's many other benefits. There's many others. As a matter of fact, what I just mentioned is exactly what the rest of the world is waiting for us to do. We just recently had a brother, shout out to our commander of the Western region, right? He was just recently in South Africa visiting, he and his wife. And they loved the movement over there and loved the prophet. They let him know. And you know what they said? We're waiting on y'all. See that?
Now, real quick, this question here: how does one attend meetings because no temples are near me, mainly in larger cities?
One of the things that COVID, I can only speak for the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated under the leadership of Brother R. Jones Bey and his assistant, Brother A. Hopkins Bey. One of the things, Allah works wonderfully, right? The movement, make no mistake, is not a social media movement. It's not. It's an in-person, in-your-face movement, personal. But the COVID pandemic allowed for us to give and offer electronic access. So many of the temples in the organization, you can make meetings online. My temple, you could definitely do that.
Hey, listen, just experience what these brothers and sisters are doing online. I've never seen it ever in my life. It's you got to see it for yourself.
Yes, sir. Tell them it's something you got to experience.
You got to experience this.
Yeah.
You got to see just how they have everything organized and how consistent they are.
Yes. And see, I'm glad you brought that up too. The previous question about what is the benefit of membership. You enter into a process on how to organize and work collectively. Our forefathers and mothers fell not because we lost the knowledge of ourselves. We fell because we stopped doing that. We stopped treating each other with love and unity, and we stopped working together collectively. Mm-hmm. Anybody that wants to research that historically, it's real easy, right? During the latter part of the Moorish or the Moroccan Empire, the rule of African people in Europe by way of Spain. During the latter part of it, the empire started to break up into sections that were called taifas. And they fought and warred and struggled against each other. And that allowed the Reconquista to gain ground. This is history, people's world history.
Mm-hmm.
See? So what are we learning? What is the heavy lifting? What is the high science? It ain't astrology, although that's useful, can be useful. It ain't a lot of these other things. That's not the high science. Chakras, all that stuff. It's cool stuff. The high science is us learning how to work together collectively.
I just want to put this up on here just to
Sure.
because it was asked. What is a private membership association?
That's a good question. Well, that's a good question. I think what our brother is maybe I can't speak for him. I don't know. He may be referring to as it relates to the Moorish Science Symbol of America is this. Let me give an example. See, this is what happens in America, especially with our people. Let's take something like the NAACP,
Mm-hmm.
or let's take NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Right? Okay, fine. What if a so-called or quote-unquote white person wants to join the NAACP and gets rejected?
I don't know.
Lawsuit, potentially.
Oh yeah. Really? They can. Okay.
Potentially. Lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
For racial discrimination, remember? You hear what I said?
Yeah.
Racial discrimination. All right. In a town near Syracuse, New York, it's called Utica, New York. There's an organization called the Sons of Italy. The Sons of Italy. Can I join and not be Italian? You get where I'm going?
Yeah.
All right. What if they tell me no? Can I sue them for racial discrimination? Absolutely not.
Right.
You get it now?
Yeah.
Nobody says the shirt that says "Kiss Me, I'm Irish" is racist. Because you can't. Nationality and race are not the same thing. And we know color code race is what? Is a caste system created by rich Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
For the what? For the purpose of perpetuating and maintaining white supremacy. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So we can operate. The Moorish Science Symbol of America operates right out in the open, and our meetings are open to the public, everybody. You see how that works?
Yeah. Now, as far as private, anything that's private in the organization or the movement, I mean, I don't see
You don't have to have that designation for this reason. See, because private is like, okay, well, now and again, I can't speak for Awareness Daily, so I don't know exactly the intent of the question, right? But private provides some protections. It's private. We don't take public money, and public money comes with strings. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We don't have to.
I want you to say that again, because as far as the movement is concerned, in the temple, it's not private at all.
No.
Okay. Now,
not at all.
Right. There may be some meetings that are private, which should be when it comes to like certain business and things like that.
Exactly, of course. But our public meetings are public.
Right.
That's right. But we don't have to have necessarily the protection that a private organization offers, because the organization is dedicated to teaching the things that make better citizens out of men and women, and more specifically uplifting fallen humanity. And in this case, how? By way of what? Teaching our people their nationality and divine creed. Now, somebody else wants to come along and learn more, like other Europeans or other people of other nationalities want to learn about our nationality, divine creed. Of course. Of course. Please come. Please learn. But I had a former student who, he was European, he was Italian, and he changed his name because he wanted to be associated with being Moorish. I didn't say anything to him about it, But one day he broached the question with me. He said, so would you consider me Moorish? I said, your name is, you're Italian. Right? And he goes, yeah, but the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights says that every man has a right to a nationality and every man has the right to change their nationality. Well, first of all, that's not a law. That's just a declaration, number one. Number two, every man does have the right to change their nationality. Does that mean you're being yourself? See, Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, be yourself and no one else. We're teaching our people to be ourselves.
Right. But you're saying if you change your nationality, are you being yourself? I mean, in
other words, if he's saying, follow me, he's saying he's an American citizen of Moorish descent, when in actuality he's an American citizen of Italian descent.
Oh, no.
All right. Get it now?
Yeah, pardon me. I'm trying to deal with so many different things on these while doing these podcasts.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to get everyone's questions answered. And so real quick, I'm like, well, when you say that, right? That's just like me saying I'm from your neighborhood and I'm not from your neighborhood. You may not say anything, but you're not going to respect the fact that I'm saying I'm from some place that I'm not. Get it? Yes, sir. I wanted to say to brother Ben, more films. What does going through the chambers mean? Now, brother Ben, we built. Now, I'm going to tell you this, brother. You have the means to find out because brothers hooked you up, basically, right? They kind of pointed you in the right direction. So if you go to the temple in your area, then you'll get all those questions answered.
Well, here's my question, and please don't. Could you put it up again? Because I want to make sure I'm very good. Here's my question, and please don't take this the wrong way. But again, we're men, we're adults, right? What's the point of wanting to know what going through the chambers means? What's the point of knowing? In other words, the larger question is, what is your objective of joining the organization, or what's your interest in the organization? To go through a ritual or an administrative process or something like that? If that's your purpose, join the Freemasons, join the Odd Fellows. You know what I'm saying? Join the Rosicrucians. You have to ask yourself honestly, what is your intent? See that? If your intent is, well, I just want to know what you guys know, then just come to the movement. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me show you guys something. You want the Adet book? That's the Adet book. That's the Adet book, people. But let me remind you that nobody can go to a campus bookstore and buy books on a particular major and then say they have a degree. It doesn't work that way. You got to enroll, and then you got to make your classes, and then you got to do the work. The books just help facilitate it. Let me quote the Prophet on it. Right? Let me quote the Prophet. The Prophet said, the lessons in this pamphlet are not the same. But for the sake of humanity, as I am a prophet and the servant is worthy of his hire, you can receive the pamphlet at expense. And now it only mentions lessons on page 3. Everywhere else, it says the divine instructions. So y'all want a secret? You want a secret, brother? Here's the secret. Where are the lessons? The lessons the lessons are not the text. Let me repeat that for everybody. The lessons aren't the text. Let me tell you what the lessons are. The texts are instructions, divine instructions. You follow the instructions in your life, and the reciprocal you get back are the secret lessons. Did y'all catch that?
Yes, sir.
You follow the instructions. What you get in the return of you following the instructions are your lessons.
Right. I just want to say, Ben, I'm not. I don't think anything was wrong with the
Nothing was wrong with the question. It was
Nothing was wrong with the question. But what I'm saying is that you have us already as a resource behind the scenes, right? So these questions you could ask, like, just text, Facebook, right? Message. You could reach out to him. It's like you got to go. You could easily get the answers, but when you get the answers, act on it. Like, put action.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like our people have been so long without power and without a sense of power. What I mean by power is influence over our own circumstances. We've been, as a people, so long without power that we actually fear it. We do. We fear it. So we want it, but not the responsibility that comes with it. So we often are like, oh, they're holding a secret from me. I need to know what is it? 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 Well, what you gonna do when you get it? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Are you prepared for it? And do you think it's just some secret funny password or some secret hand sign? Come on, man. This thing is way bigger than that.
Right.
It's way bigger than that.
Exactly.
You have to come up under the study. Say it again, brother.
This someone down here said knowledge is nothing without applying it. Who's that? Mikey Fever's in the building.
Mikey, what's good, big brother?
Let me see. What did he say? Salute, just left the Temple Brothers. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
So back to where we were going with that. Now you were saying
there's responsibility that comes with things. It's like you put it, right? It's not knowledge is not data. Knowledge is not information. Okay? It's not. They're not synonymous. People have become accustomed to thinking they're synonymous. But
let's see what Cujo said.
Being Moorish is about being. Drew Ali said, be yourself. He took away all the secrets. Adept chambers for adepts. If you're not adept, don't concern yourself with that. I can agree. And I look at it from this perspective, right? It's like when my son was 2 years old and he decides he wants to play with matches. What am I going to tell him? Give me those matches.
Mm-hmm.
He says, why? I'm like, because I said so. That's why. You think I'm going to sit there and explain to him the science of combustion?
Right.
He hasn't grown enough yet to understand the dangers and the utility of that knowledge. So it's not about keeping secrets from people to oppress them or to keep them blind. No. It's about compelling our people to raise their thoughts. Don't go down to it. You come up to it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You come up to it. See? In Freemasonry, they say it this way. You ask a question, can I get it? The answer is, I didn't so receive it, neither can I so impart it.
Right.
In other words, no one, let me say this, people, and I want to be very clear. No one is above the program. No one. No one's above the program, people. Learn to follow the program. Learn to have respect for the program.
That's it, man.
That's it.
It's real easy, man.
Yeah. Respect the program. No one's above it. No one's above it. The moment you feel that tingle inside, that's like, but I'm saying though. Yeah, that's called the Negro. See? That's called the Negro. The moment you find that thing inside you that wants to rebel against the program, you just found your Negro.
Cujo.
Shout out to Cujo.
That was a good one right there.
Shout out to Cujo.
That was a good one.
Listen, if the white belt does, he better put on a helmet and have his mouthpiece and tighten the helmet and tighten that strap up, right?
That's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Better be ready with what comes with that.
Right. Now, I like this question.
Yes.
Brother Abin has how can Moors in America get past the I'm right and you're wrong game that's got many Moors divided?
Change of perspective. It goes back to what I said before about everybody, our people collectively and individually feeling powerless. So when you feel powerless, people, that is the root of conflict escalation. That's the root of it. Me feeling powerless. So I feel like I got to get it from you so I can feel powerful for a little while. So if your objective is to be right at the expense of me being wrong, you already lost.
Mm.
You're already lost. So you have to soul search. You got to, as people are fond of saying now, you got to do some shadow work. You got to ask yourself, well, what's my real intent? And can I be honest with myself? What's my real intent? Just to be able to say some slick stuff so I can get the sisters? To say some slick words so I could style on other brothers?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? To build a cult of personality about myself so people will pay me money and follow me? Be honest. Because none of those things have anything to do with uplifting fallen humanity.
Right.
And there's some of us that are sincere, which means what? We'll see you. We'll see you. We'll see you. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We'll recognize you real quick. You'll stand out real fast. You'll stand out. See? But here, let me say this, though. We say, like there's a prayer in Arabic. My prayers, sacrifice, life, and death are all for Allah, Lord of the worlds. Right? Okay. What am I saying when I say that? I'm praying that I stay sincere. The last thing I want to do is be like, oh, I know I'm sincere. I'm good. I want to pray every day that I don't lose sincerity, that my insincerity increases. Know what that means? That means if you see me moving left, you pull my coat.
Right.
That's what it means. One of the things that Marcus Garvey said, shout out to Marcus Garvey. We give honors to Honorable Marcus Garvey, the forerunner of the Prophet Noble Ali. One of the things he said is this: the proclivity of the Negro is to disobey orders coming from himself. We let everybody in the world check us except each other. See?
Now, I want to ask you a question. Now, this is from me now. You say the teachings deal with the proper handling of people.
Yes.
Now, can you expound on that a little bit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we know, we've heard this before. It's not what you say, but how you say it. It's not what you say, but how you say it. So if I'm taking into account when I say something to someone, how I'm saying it and how it may be received, I am taking into consideration that person's humanity.
Mm.
Get it now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in that way, I can give them some stern criticism. But they may feel like, ooh. but they hear how I'm dealing with them, they can intuit my intent is not to harm, but to help.
Right.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now let's take the total opposite. The improper handling of people. I know Brother Ron's vices. Maybe better than he knows some of them. And I want to manipulate Brother Ron. I cater to his vices. Now I'm being a devil.
Right.
See?
Mm-hmm.
That's most of marketing, by the way, in the West, as you all know. As you all know. See?
Now, as far as the proper handling of people, where did you get that from in the Circle 7 or the 101?
Ooh, it's all through the question, the Holy Quran, the Moorish Science, Temple of
Now,
America.
before you go there, I just want to add,
Yes.
when you get around real, no disrespect. I'm trying to be as proper as I can, y'all. No disrespect to nobody. But
Right.
listen, when you get around real Moors, I'm gonna say it like that. When you get around real Moors or Drew Ali's
Come
Moors,
on, brother. Come
you
on.
it's a complete difference. Like when you talk about the proper handling of people, man, that's like you'll go around and it's like everyone's trying to help, everyone's showing you a lot of love.
It's brother, it's the closest thing to heaven on earth.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yo. I don't want to talk about everything or whatever, but you know, like
it's the closest thing to heaven on earth, bro.
Man, the way people are, man, it's a family. It's a family.
Matter of fact, real quick, shout out. And I told him this too, brother. Our brother Rich, Black Magic 363. Shout out to that brother. He's not a member of the Moorish movement, but there's something in his heart that's so sincere in wanting to help people that he facilitated an event where he created an environment like that. For 2 straight days, people were amongst each other. And I'm talking over 1,000 people. They didn't want to leave, bro. I was there. It was, but we're New Yorkers. So when things get too sweet, we start looking over our shoulder like, what's
yeah, for sure.
right? Bro, it was like that. You hear me? Like, I'm like, this is beautiful. You see what I'm saying? But that's an idea. So, and again, and I bring that up to say this. We do not claim, and Prophet Noble Drew Ali did not claim to be the end-all be-all when it came to uplifting fallen humanity. He said that this is part of the great program to uplift fallen humanity. This thing is big, people. It's big. And the Prophet, through the Moorish Science, Symbol of America, made us part of the great program. And when we look at it from that perspective, thought and principles, we're able to recognize the principles even in people that are not in the movement. See? Mm-hmm. That's how this thing is supposed to work. Not us othering ourselves. Let me explain that real quick. We're so accustomed to being othered. What I mean by being othered, segregated and put aside. See, caste systems segregate. The color code system of race classification segregates. It's a caste system. And when you have segregation, somebody got to be on top. Somebody's got to be on the bottom. No equality. See that? Mm-hmm. When we remove the caste system, everybody's eye to eye. Right. That's what Islam does. See that? All right. So but what do? Because we still are in the process, even those of us in the organization, we're in a process, right? Mm-hmm. We begin to other ourselves. Oh, well, I'm an East Coast Moor. Oh, well, I'm a Temple Moor. Well, I'm not a Temple Moor. Well, huh? Mm-hmm. We go right back to the foolery of othering ourselves. Mm-hmm. See that? Mm-hmm. Right back to the principles of segregation. See? Mm-hmm. So we have to clean that stuff up out of us.
Oh wow, I didn't see it. These questions right here. I want to deal with these questions, but it's really the movement is really not about this. Because
Ask the question. I want to hear it.
what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get people to really see the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I
Right.
mean, we can stick with the surface stuff.
Right.
We could go with the surface
Descendants of
stuff.
Morocco, the specific jurisdiction or the ancient kingdom which encompassed a wide range of territories. Otherwise, how can we claim Morocco specifically? Why do we want to claim Morocco specifically? Let's start with that. Why we want to do that?
Says
See,
Morocco, Tunis, Algiers, Tripoli,
Tripoli,
etc.
etc. Right. And here's the other part too. Can you put it back up? Because I want to make sure I don't miss anything.
Okay.
Right? What do we mean when we say descendants of Moroccans? See, we have to be very clear, people. This is why you have to go to the school. You got to enroll in the school. You can't self-teach yourself. Let me say it again. You cannot self-teach yourself, even if you got the literature. If it was that easy, I'd have like 5 degrees right now from 5 different colleges because I read certain books. We all know it's not that easy, right? So let's have at least the same respect for our prophet, who is one of us, as we do for people that are not of us. All right? Now, that said, what do we mean when we say descendants of Moroccans? First, let's go about when, time period. Was there a kingdom of Morocco in the 1600s and the 1500s and the 1400s? Absolutely not. But was there a Morocco? Yes. Well, what's the difference between the two? One was an empire, old world. The other, new world, kingdom, nation, state. That's the difference. Is there a relation to this day with the kingdom? Of course it is. Is it recognized? Absolutely. The former U.S. ambassador to Morocco, Mati Jorio, expressed this verbally and publicly in 1986 during the prophet's birthday, January 8th, 1986. But anyway, we're descendants of Moroccans, in other words, the old empire. Which means what, people? If you're not at least vaguely familiar with pre-colonized Africa, you're a fish out of water. Okay? At least familiarize yourself with the geopolitical landscape of continental Africa prior to 1883. All right? Then you'll have better context. So it's not a matter of jurisdiction. Okay? We're American citizens. You see? We're American citizens. But now Dwayne Wise is right about old Morocco being much more vast in territorial authority than the present kingdom. You're correct. Egypt was the same way. The present day Egypt is a mere neighborhood compared to what it was in ancient time. So what are we talking now? Political geography as opposed to natural geography. All of these are subtopics in this. You just have to know how to pull them out. See? All of what I just said is right there in that pamphlet, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Symbol Amendment. You just have to know how to pull it out, which means you need instruction. You got to listen to somebody, people.
That's the
Gotta listen to somebody.
Brother Ron. Yeah, go ahead. You were saying something?
No, I just said I listen to people and I still do.
Yeah, me too.
I don't just pull this out the air.
Brother Ron, some people are just now scratching the surface and have yet to break ground.
This is true.
What 3 books do you recommend as far as Moorish?
Well, besides Moorish American literature itself, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Symbol of America, the Quran Questionnaire, and the Constitution and Bylaws, besides those 3, I recommend Noble Drew Ali, Savior of Humanity by Brother A. Hopkins Bey. Excellent book. I recommend Othello's Children by Dr. Jose Pimienta Bey. Salute. That's my brother. Excellent book. Those 2 books I recommend.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. You know what? I said I was gonna stop buying books, man. I buy so many books. Let me just get this book right now. That book keeps popping up. Like, all right, let me just do this.
Which
man.
one? Othello's Children?
Yeah, man. I was gonna wait because I've been spending money like crazy on
Right.
different books and all of that. I haven't even gotten through half this stuff.
Yeah, that's a powerful book. That one and Brother A. Hopkins Bay's book. Powerful books. Also, too, Brother A. Hopkins Bay wrote another recent book called The Science in Moorish Science.
That sounds
That's another one.
Interesting.
The Science in Moorish Science.
Is it Othello's Children in the New World?
That's the book.
That's the book. Oh, that's $15. We could do that.
That's the book.
I'm gonna add that to the cart now. And A. Hopkins Bay's book is what?
It's called Noble Drew Ali, Savior of Humanity.
Noble Drew Ali, Savior of Humanity.
You see it?
Grand Sheik A. Hopkins Bay.
That's it.
Savior. Yep. You know what? Let me slow down. Anyway, I think the brother Sharif. Oh, here we go. He got disconnected here. The brother Sharif thing just got disconnected. Pardon me, y'all. Pardon me. Canaan Land Moors. That's a great reference. The Golden Age of the Moors. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the brother Sharif got cut off. I don't know what happened. His phone might have died or whatever the case may be. However, we are on another podcast in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. We are going to interview brother Eric Muhammad. We're dealing with the Nation of Islam. That's the next podcast. Don't miss that. The Nation of Islam. Now, I have the Supreme Wisdom book up because 120 lessons in Supreme Wisdom is slightly different. So instead of me quoting off the top of my head parts of 120, I'm going to look in this book to make sure that there's no miscommunication, because my lessons is different from his, brother Eric Muhammad's. So anyway, I'll see y'all on the next podcast. We're going to click out now, and we will see you in a few minutes. Peace.